Welcome to the first episode of this series. Today I'll be making the cropped halo. The things on the screen right now are things I bought specifically for this project, but I will include a material list in the description of this video. That is LED lights, and that is a headband with some acrylic rods in the middle of it. Yeah, right. Now we're on to the actual video thing. Okay, voicing over is harder than you think. I'm struggling right here. Anyway, I'm using a LED strip that isn't controlled by batteries, but instead a power bank that you'd use to charge your phone. I just find it easier that way. And I am measuring the LED strip so I know how much I need of corset boning, which is that right there. This is what's gonna hold the halo shape. And I'm cutting it with scissors. Struggling a bit. Checking again. More checking. I don't want to get this wrong, so more cutting. I don't really know what I'm doing here. And I've created a loop. Yes, gorgeous loop. Now, why am I checking the loop out more? It is a loop. Okay, put the loop down. Time to plug in the hot glue gun. Put some more glue in it. The blue ribbon will be used to cover the ugliness of the LED strip, because if you've ever had those lights before, you know that you can just see like it's just not that pretty when you look at it up close. So I want to hide it with this. And I kind of hoped that it'd give it more of a purple tint, because you can see that the ribbon has a weird colour to it. So I'm using hot glue to attach the ribbon to the LED strip, and the glue is going on the back of the strip. The adhesive on the LEDs wasn't that great, so I just had to glue it down. There's me gluing it more. It was quite a painful process, because as you can imagine, hot glue is not nice on your fingers. And gluing the end to that. I'm pretty sure I burnt my fingers here as well. It's just a lot of finger burning. Woo, look, it works. Now I'm just gonna trim the extra ribbon off, because it was a little bit hanging off the edge. I was kind of debating whether to put another strip of ribbon on, but I decided against it. And I'm gluing the loop together. Oh, and there's my cat. Don't worry, she stayed on the other side of the table, where there was no dangerous stuff. And I'm gluing the LED strip on. I think I burnt my fingers there. There's a lot of finger burning happening. That is what happens when you use a glue gun. And there's my cat just looking at what I'm doing. No, it didn't go all the way to the end. There was a slight gap, which you can see me looking at there. And I decided to fold a bit of ribbon, glue it together, so there was no raw edges. and I'm gonna glue that in the space where there wasn't any LED strip. So despite all my measuring earlier, I still failed. There's me trying to blow all the stuff away and ended up blowing the wrong thing away. There's just hot glue gun strings everywhere. My cat's just turned into a pancake. And I'm pretty sure I burnt my fingers here too. But all in the name of creating halos, I suppose. And here are the acrylic rods that will hold the halo up, and I'm gonna glue them to the headband. I was trying to find the best spot to put the acrylic rods. It's quite hard, so I just ended up taping them to the halo and then seeing where they landed. And my cat decided she wanted to get off of the table, which then messed everything up. But she's cute, so it's fine. I decided I wanted the wire to be on the left side. And I sanded the headband down in the places where I needed the acrylic rods. And these are magnets. I need the magnets on there. So not only is the halo removable for storage reasons, but it's also so I can put the headband under a wig and have the little rods sticking out of the wig, so that I don't have a headband on top of the wig and it just looks a little better. So I'm trying to glue the magnets on. One fell off. We love that. And here's me making the spikes. So I made a little template for the spikes. It's like a triangle shape with one curved edge. And I make 5 of them. So cut them out and I bend them, so when I go to glue them it will be a lot easier to do. So I'm just rolling them, trying to bend them. As you can see, they kind of curve. Oh, and I threw it. So first I'm all done, and I thought I'd tape them just to see how they'd look. This is when I realised I wanted 6 of them rather than 5. So I made a 6th one, and yeah, I was happy with that. And I kind of left it there. So I'm using super glue again to stick them. Okay, super glue is terrifying, so if you are a small child, please just get your parents to do it. Super glue is so scary. And a lot of super glue is used in this project, so beware. And here's me trying to colour it. It took quite a while for me to figure out how to colour them, and I found this way worked. So there is 5 of them and 6. Now I wanted to cover them with a bit of purple tulle just to make them sparkly. So I'm cutting some out to cover all 6 of the spikes. Roll it up and cut it. Now you don't have to be that precise with this. I ended up cutting a lot off. That was me putting it away because glitter was getting absolutely everywhere. My table is still covered with glitter, and at the time of editing this, it has been a few days up to a week since I completed this, and there's still glitter on my desk. So I'm using PVA glue to attach the mesh to it, or mesh tool, whatever, and I'm rolling it around, and yeah, it wouldn't stay in place, so I ended up using elastic bands to hold it whilst it dried. And this process took quite a while. Of course, I've edited it down so it's less boring for you, but this did take me 2 days possibly. I think a day, but then you'll see why I said 2 soon. So yeah, just the grueling process of doing them. More glue. Oh, I was going over the top of one that already had mesh on it, because I guess it didn't look good enough for me. Oh, and there was a tiny bit that needed mesh on it. I keep calling it mesh, it's tulle. You could call it tulle or mesh. I used washi tape to hold the bottom part, and they're on top of Mod Podge containers. And I think that's all of them complete. Oh, I was seeing how much I needed to cut off, and I ended up cutting quite a lot off. Because at this point, I didn't quite know how I was gonna give the illusion. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking what I'm doing. So I get the super glue and I'm gonna attach the spikes to it with the glue. Now there's a spike on either side where the acrylic rods would be, and then there's 2 in between those on each side. That's what I planned. Oh, my face is getting in the way there. And I was putting the other side on. I was kind of, I didn't really know how I was going to make the inside look. Of course, it's floating on my head, and I knew that the inside part of the halo wasn't that pretty. So I thought I'd make a tinier spike, which is what I'm doing there. So I'm making a circle template. And what I'm going to do is I cut a slit in it, and I'm going to make a cone shape like that, and that was going to be a cone on the inside part, like that. And again, it's all the same as how I made the spikes. So you can see I cut it out of plastic again, coloured it, and I put mesh on it as well. I'm going to continue gluing the last spikes on, because I guess I just forgot to do them before making the cones. And yay, now all 6 spikes are attached. And cones, woo. So, gonna cut the tool out for the cones using the template I made. And it's 6 of them. Again, same steps. Just on cones. And unlike the spikes, I couldn't use elastic bands, I had to use tiny wooden pegs, as you can see there. And they were actually very hard to undo, because they were that tiny and fragile. And I'm now going to cut out the mesh that will form the shadowy aura around the halo. I wasn't quite sure what I was gonna do, or like how to attach it, but you know, I was just gonna figure it out when it came to it. And here's me putting the cones on. I cut little slits into them and then like folded the piece down so that it could like slot into there like that, because there was quite a gap between the spike and yep, there we go. I was cutting the tool off as well. And the last one is now on. If you remember, it was going to attach using magnets, and I was trying to figure out where to put the magnets and how to put them on. I ended up gluing the magnets on the inside of the cone because I cut some footage out, but I did try and stick the magnet straight on top and it just pulled the magnets right off. And now I'm adding the tool, which I wrap around one like that and I twist it, and I have it so there's like a piece of tool on the bottom of the spike and there's a piece on top, and then I twist it and do it on the next one. And when I came to the end of it, I cut off the dark part that you can see there. I cut those off. It's obviously where it's been weaved on a machine. Cut those off and I took them under the loop and I hot glue them. There you go, there's the hot glue. Now, time to show you how it works with a wig. So I've put the headband in the wig and I've got the little rod things sticking out of the wig. And I put the headband on first and then went to fit the wig on after, because if you know, you have to like sort it out everywhere. There's me checking myself out in the camera, because that's just how I am when I'm in cosplay. Get that on, and I will admit it is very hard to you know, connect the magnets when you're looking into essentially a mirror. And I didn't quite know what to do with the wire. I was thinking maybe tucking it into my wig, but then I couldn't be bothered to. I was pretty tired. So I just ended up having it just behind me. But if I was to wear this to a convention, I would take the time to either tuck it into my wig or into the corset or just something, because the power bank would be hidden in the skirt. So there you go, it works. There's me being proud of everything as well. Check myself out. Hell yeah. Look at that. And parasol. Now if you remember, I actually stated right at the start of the video, this was a series. So if this video gets 500 likes, you get to choose what my next Halo will be out of those. Those are the Halos I own, and you get to choose which one I do next when this video gets 500 likes. And I'm gonna do a thing with the parasol any minute now. Whoosh.